Hello, hello. Check, check. Hey guys. Let's see. There we go. Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. It's again with It's Food. We see a little bit different setup this time. I hope you guys can see it. It's a little bit different. Yeah, I sorted out a few things so that you guys can see better. Had some comments about that. And I hope I solved it a little bit this time. It's still a little bit work in progress, so we will see after. But anyways, we're going to make today some crazy, great, creamy chicken pasta. And I will say first the ingredients what we have here. I bought some pasta, so just normal pasta, dry pasta. This one is a little bit more expensive, but that is because the grains are a little bit more grainier, so that the sauce will stick more better to it. So we will use this later. Then we have some mushrooms over here, beautiful mushrooms. I have some white ones and some brown ones. You can find them mostly in every grocery store, so we will be working with those. And I have some spinach. Those have been washed already, so that's perfect for us. We have some cream because we're gonna make a creamy kind of sauce with chicken today. So cream and 1 cube of chicken broth. You can just use if you have fresh chicken stock, you can use it as well. But today I'm going to use this. It works perfect. And then for proteins, we have some amazing chicken today. So I have some chicken breast here that I butchered from our chicken, so it still has the skin on. That's perfect for us. Yeah, and we're going to use that. I'm just going to pop it back in the fridge so it stays good, right? Okay. So, what else do we need? We can use some onion. So I'm going to add some onion as well as maybe some garlic. But that is optional, of course. You don't really have to. So let's get myself a nice onion. I have a big one over here. There we go. One amazing onion. So I'm going to set up one camera extra. There we go. I hope you guys can see that good. I'm going to put that a little bit closer. There we go. Okay guys. So we're going to cut this up. I need a bowl. There we go. So that is my trash bowl. I'm going to put it over here. I hope you guys can see everything very well. And then I need my knife. There we go. Okay guys, so I already cut many onions on this channel, but I will go over it again. We're gonna just chop it very slightly. I'm going to take a bowl to put it in after. So we just want to take off the tip, and we want to take off the back as well. There you go. Put that here, and then you want to cut it in two, straight down. So straight down in two. There we go. And then you want to peel one layer off, just like that. I hope you can see that, or better in this camera. So just one peel off like that. There we go. Then we have our next part. There we go. I'm just gonna change the view for you guys, so you have more of a top view. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying out this new thing. Ooh. I think it's this one. There we go. Ooh, that's a new view for sure. So let's move that here. And let me know, guys, in the comments how you feel about this view. Okay. So what we just want to cut it in normal size cubes, I would say. You can also cut it pretty fine. Let's go with the fine version this time. I'm gonna do the French version, where you just cut slices on the side, like that. just with the pointy edge, you want to make incisions. And on the other side as well. Okay, and then you want to go horizontal, and then you just want to chop it up. That's the French way of doing it. Normally you you go horizontally a few times, but the problem with this is I find it quite hard to manage and to not spill a lot, especially if you using a not so sharp knife, or you don't have so much skill with the knife. I find it quite hard to use it like that. Okay, chop this up real nice. There we go. Okay, we just need 1/2 actually. I'm going to just use 2. So my way of cutting it, I'm not saying it's better or whatever. I'm just saying it's more easier for me. Okay, it's just you make rings like that. Just kind of like that. Just go down. Turn it, cut some more rings. Watch out that you don't slip. There you go. And then you have those stripes. Do you see that? You have those stripes. You can just put those stripes together. You don't take everything, of course. Take a little bundle, and then you just cut those up. And then you have a nice fine dice as well. And you don't have to go through all that hassle with the French way. Either way, I find this one is more easier, especially if you're a beginner and if your knife is sharp but not that sharp. This is the best way to do it for me. Again, everybody has their own preference, of course, right? And if you have teary eyes, like a lot of people, then just wetten your onions. Put them in some water so that you get all that that spicy thing that goes in the air out of it. Or at least it helps with making it less, right? This takes a little bit more longer, of course, than the French way, but this is more safe, plus a little bit more control on how big the slices are as well. You can make this very, very fine if you really want to. Okay. So I cut up everything here. We're not going to use everything. I'm going to put some aside for another day. I'm just showing you. So normally you would take a medium-sized onion. That would be perfectly enough. Or even a small one. We don't need a lot of onion in this dish. Okay. So, look at that. So, I'm going to put this aside. So let's put those both somewhere. Okay. So today what we'll be needing for appliances, I will need two pans, and I will need one big pot for the pasta to cook in. So one big pot for the pasta with some water. Actually, at the moment, what you can do, you can put on a pot with hot water. Let me show you. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. So what you can do is you can take a big pot. I will show you the size. It's around this size. Something that the pasta can lay in without any problems. If you don't have that big of a pot, no worries. just take less pasta or just break them in two so it's a little bit smaller and it doesn't like overcrowd the pot. Because the problem is mostly when it sticks on the ground is because there's not enough water or because you don't stir it in the beginning. But we will go over that after as well. So what you can do is you put the pot already on fire. Just get it to a little boil. That's what you want already. Because we're going to cook our pasta quite soon. I think in about 10 minutes we're going to put up the pasta already. So it's done when we want to make our sauce. Okay, let's get back to the other view. Bum 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 bum. There you go. Okay, so we chopped up our onions over here. They're nicely chopped. So what we want to do now, we want to take the heat. We want to turn it on. Let's turn it on. On a medium fire, not too high. Let's see. So medium. You can drizzle a little bit of olive oil. Just a little bit. There you go. And then you can put on your onions already. Those will caramelize right now, so that you can have that amazing flavor later in the sauce. Okay. I'll put that aside. We don't need to watch. Just watch it all the time. And stir it from time to time with a little spatula here. A little spatula. And just make sure that doesn't burn, right? So I'm going to clean my surface over here. I'm going to do that right now. There we go. Okay. And now we're going to chop up our prep. So we chop up our mushrooms. And maybe 1 clove of garlic that I will take now. 1 clove of garlic. There we go. I just need one is enough. Like that. That one should do perfectly fine. So 1 clove of garlic that we're going to peel first. So how to peel a garlic, I already said that to many people already how to do it. I will show it one more time. So you take the garlic, like so, and then you twist it. You twist it like that. Twist, 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 yeah? And then it should actually come loose very easily. Without any hassle. Just need to peel it off. There we go. Take this away. Okay. I'm just gonna cut off the stem, and then I'm going to chop this a little bit finer. There we go. I'm going to bring it a little bit closer for you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in 4. So I'm going to slice it in the middle. Yeah. So I slice it in the middle. So there's 2 parts now. Yeah. Then I'm going to slice it again. So we have 4 parts now. Yeah. There we go. And then what I just want to do is I just want to rock like this motion down. And I'm going to put my fingers like this. So you don't touch your fingers. You just slide on your knuckles. Okay? You don't touch your fingers. And just go little by little with your hand back. Yeah? I'm just going to turn up my fire a little bit less for the onions. So I can focus more on this. And just do it slowly. Take your time. Take your time. Just like that. You have little pieces here. Yeah? There we go. And then you can choose how fine you want it. Do you like those pieces in your pasta? If not, then we're just going to do like this. Just gonna rock over it without touching it. See, I put my hands and fingers on top, and I just go slowly sliding on those pieces of garlic. And you can keep doing that until it's so fine, as fine as you want, of course. There you go. If you are a begin chef or a begin cook at home, I would recommend actually that you get yourself a grater. Something like this. It's perfect for Parmesan cheese. And what you do, you take the clove of garlic. I will actually show that just for you guys so you can see how it works. So we're gonna peel one more garlic for that. I know, but I'm wasting a little bit of garlic here, but I'm going to use that for another dish next time or tomorrow or whatever. So let's peel this. So again, you want to just sometimes they're a little bit wet and they will stick a little bit more, of course, but just twist it and then peel it off. Goes really easy. There we go. So just want to remove again this. Actually no, you can leave this just as it is. Yeah. Then you put your grater like this, just on a 90 degree angle. You hold your garlic with 3 fingers at the end, and you just go down, just like that. And just watch your fingers and check it. If you get close to it, just slow down. And you're just pushing with your thumb down, but you can see I'm not touching anything. Yeah. Now I'm getting closer. I will just do a little bit like this, and there you go. You have perfectly grated garlic. So you don't have to cut anything. It's much easier. You can also use a bigger grater if you want bigger pieces, and this goes very well with anything as well. Okay. So, let's get myself a spoon. Going to take this off. You can see the big difference, right? This is cut and this is grated. It's like more like a pasty structure, if you can see it. Does it focus? Ooh. Like that. There you go. And this is more cut. You can already see the pieces. They're a little bit more rough. But I really recommend, if you have some spare money, this is a good investment. We're going to add this garlic not to our onions yet. Just going to put it on a separate bowl for now. Because if we do that, our garlic is going to burn. Yeah? So I'm just going to put it together, and then we'll use what I need for later. Okay? So now you can choose. Do you want to clean your surface again or not? That's really up to you. I'm going to do it, but you can leave it because it will infuse with the flavors. And we're going to use garlic anyways for our dish. So now to the nice mushrooms. Okay, it's up to you if you want to remove the stems or not. I'm actually going to keep them because extra flavor and I don't want to waste it. If you make stock, then you can remove them. Then you have amazing vegetable for stock that you can use. Okay. If you want to see how to debone a chicken someday, let me know in the comments and I will show you guys. Let's see. Okay, roll over here. Okay, mushroom. You can choose. Cut it in 2 or just cut it like this, in 3. Yeah, I'm going to cut it in 3 because I like those big pieces and they always shrink when you cook them, right? So just cut them in 3. If they're small, just cut them in 2, just like that. That's what we're going to do with the mushrooms. There we go. Just make sure that you don't touch your fingers. You put your thumb here, you hold it with your thumb in that last, and then you put your fingers on top. Like a little claw actually. Yeah? Now you just slide down, and you slide down. We're going to do that with all the mushrooms. I'm going to speed up a little bit here. If you see they're a little bit bigger, of course, you can cut them a little bit more. Don't forget your onions. Stir them a little bit if you see that they get a little bit color. I'm going to do that a little bit now. They don't have color yet. And I'm going to put up the heat a little bit more. Okay. Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. So you can see this is a small one. We're just gonna cut this in two. Another small one here. Okay. There we go. Almost done. And you can attack it from each side actually. Just make sure that you have your claw and that it doesn't slide away. Right? You don't want to touch your thumb as well. So if you see it from behind, it's going to be like this. Right? You hold it like this and you go a little bit closer each time without really having your thumb coming closer. Almost there. If you don't have such a sharp knife, don't worry. Just cut slower and watch out. Yeah? I will have a session next time on how to sharpen your knife, so you guys can always have a sharp knife at home. Okay, so we have our mushrooms over here. Our onions are on here. I will show them to you guys. There we go. Our onions are over here. They are doing their job at the moment. Nothing fancy over there. We can just turn them over. They don't really have color yet, so they can stay for a little bit longer. What you can do, you can add a little bit of salt. So I'm going to add a little bit of salt. Not too much, like a pinch of salt. That should be perfect. Yeah? Okay, so we have our spinach here. Make sure that you have washed spinach. If it's not washed, you have to wash it. This one is already washed. So we're going to go to the chicken now. Yeah? So, if you have chicken breast, that is my least favorite chicken to make because you can mess it up very easily. Sometimes people overcook it and that is not so nice, then it becomes dry. So what we're just going to do with that is very easy. We're going to season them with salt. So we're going to do that. I'm going to turn them. I have some skin on them, but that's because I butchered them. Not all the chickens like that have skin, of course. Okay. Let's take some salt. Okay. And we're just going to salt them up. What is this for salt? Oh, this is very coarse salt. Never mind. Let's just take the fine salt for now. Just a little bit of salt. You can see. There you go. If you want some garlic powder on it, that goes well as well. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of pepper as well. Okay. And then on the skin side, I'm also going to season it just a tiny bit because the skin becomes nice and crunchy later. Okay. And I'm just going to put that aside and I'm going to leave that not in the fridge anymore because we're going to cook them up in 5 minutes. Okay. So now you have to check the package of your pasta. Okay? If you have a package of pasta like this, let's see. This one cooks al dente for 10 minutes. So what we want to do, we want to cook it for 8 minutes and then put it under cold water so that our So you want to cook this for 8 minutes, not too al dente, because we're going to put it in the sauce after, so it infuses with all the flavor of the sauce. Yeah? So we're going to put that in, put a timer for 8 minutes. If your pasta takes only about 3 minutes or 2 minutes or 5 minutes, just make sure that you still have 2 minutes left over to cook it after. Okay? Okay, we're going to put it in. So I just put it in the water. And I'm putting my colander. So I'm taking my colander. Yeah. And I'm going to put that already in the sink. Okay? So we don't forget that. Okay. So our onions begin getting a little bit more caramelized now. I can see it's coming along. Yeah? Okay. So we're going to make our sauce in the pan and we're going to dump our pasta in there later. Yeah? So I'm making this for around 4 people. The ingredients are listed in the Instagram page if you want to have them. I'm going to also post them, of course, down in the subscription. I'm just going to stir my pasta a little bit so it doesn't stick to each other. Okay. And if you didn't do it yet, you can add some salt. I'm going to add some salt to my pasta water because I forgot. Okay. So our onions are getting there. They're getting a little bit caramelized now. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some. Gonna put my mushroom in there as well. Yeah. I'm gonna put them all there, and I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper on them. You can say it needs quite a lot of salt, so maybe a teaspoon or half a teaspoon or 3/4 of a teaspoon. Some pepper. Okay. Okay. And then we just want this to brown up a little bit so that everything gets a color. We're going to add a little bit, a splash of olive oil extra. There you go. And then we're going to mix everything good up. Okay. You can put your heat a little bit higher now. Like a 7 out of 10. And that will be perfect. Okay? 7 out of 10 will be perfect. Okay, we have done everything. Chicken is coming after that we did this browning. Then we're going to bake the chicken. We're going to cook the chicken not totally because we're going to dump it later in the sauce again, and it will cook more, so it will cook fully, right? Okay, going to clean this. Going to just put this aside. And going to stir again in my pasta. Don't forget. Okay. You can see my mushrooms. I'm gonna give you guys the view of the mushrooms and this one. There we go. I love the system. Now you guys can see everything. Okay. So maybe what I will do, I'll put this in the middle so you guys can see even more. Yeah, you do learn making those videos, right? Okay guys, so there we go. Okay, stir it up. Make sure it doesn't burn up. You just want a nice color on them. And then for the spinach, we're going to put the spinach in the last moment, of course. They don't take long to cook. There we go. You can see that it's getting nice color right now. Just make sure it doesn't burn, yeah? Okay, at this moment, they're getting nice and brown, yeah? So we're going to add our garlic that we cut before, okay? I only need half of it, so I'm just going to add half of it. There you go. And just stir it in. And you can smell all those flavors coming. Okay? Now we're going to add a little bit of sugar. See? Got some sugar over here. And I'm going to add 2 teaspoons. There you go. Put it aside for now. Nice. Oh, you can really smell all the flavors now. That is so amazing. So, look at that. Looks amazing, right? Okay. Perfect. So we're going to stir again in our pasta. Make sure that you get all the bottom, that there's nothing sticking to it. 2 minutes left for the pasta. Okay, this is getting along very nicely. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add my cream. So I have here 35%. You can use any kind of what you want to use. I just found this in my grocery. And I want it to be a little bit creamy. So I'm going to add around, how much is this? 250 milliliters. A little bit more maybe. No, I'm just going to use everything. Use everything. 500 milliliters. It's for 4 people, so that should be perfect. Put that aside. Okay. And now what we can do, we're going to taste first after this has a little boil. Has to boil a little bit up, so all the flavors fuse together. And then after we're going to try it. And after we try it, we're going to make sure that that it is not too salty, because we're going to add some chicken bouillon, right? So we have to make sure that it's not too salty before we add it. I hear a bell. I'm just going to take something. Okay, I see the pasta is ready. So I'm going to drain my pasta now. What you maybe can do is take a bowl or somewhere or cup, and you can dump in some of that pasta water. That's what I'm going to do now. Let's put it here so you guys can see. I'm just going to dump in a little bit of that water. Just a little bit, like half of a cup. There you go. And now I'm going to drain it. Yeah? So, make sure that after you drain it, I'm going to show you guys. There you go. After you drain it, you put some cold water in your pot, and then you pour it over it. Yeah, a few times, maybe 2 or 3 times. That will make sure that the pasta will not stick, but will also make sure that it doesn't overcook. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to put this here for now. Okay, so this is getting warm. This we put aside if we need it for later. And we're just going to stir it up a little bit here. Don't forget we're going to add the spinach in a bit. Okay. So let's try it. Let's try how it tastes, huh? Okay. Tastes very creamy, very sweet. I mean, not too sweet, but it's sweet. So we're going to add the whole cube. Okay. That will make it salty and gives it a lot of flavor. I don't need to put it in water this time because there's a lot of cream, so it will dissolve in the cream. Just going to spread it evenly so you have everywhere. If you have chicken stock, like water chicken stock, I would prefer that you cook the chicken stock before so you can reduce it a little bit. Because otherwise the dish will be a little bit too watery, you can say. A bit too watery. Okay, let's just infuse the chicken broth with it. So our pasta is done. Our sauce is quite done as well. Okay? What we're going to do, we're going to put that on a low fire, like 4 out of 10 or 3 out of 10. We're just going to put it here on a number 3. Just make sure that every 2 minutes, every 2-3 minutes, you're going to check it and stir in it. Okay? Okay. We're going to make our chicken now. Okay? So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. Okay? So here's my pan. Here's my chicken. Yeah? I'm just going to put all these things away that I don't need. So we want to warm up our pan to a good temperature, like this is 8 out of 10 of temperature. So 8 out of 10. And because I have skin side, I will put the skin first down, okay? But away from myself. I'm not going to put oil because of the skin I don't need to put the oil, okay? If you don't have the skin, don't worry, just put a little bit of oil and just do the same as I did, yeah? And we're just going to slowly cook that, yeah? So what I want to do, I want to cook it for at least 3 minutes on each side, yeah? But what I want to do is I'm going to cook it actually 4 minutes on mine so that the skin of the chicken crisps up a little bit more. So you want to take a plate or something that you can put a fresh plate, so a clean plate, where you can put it after that when it's done, okay? So maybe a spatula to turn it around. You can see already it's getting color now. I can feel they're quite big, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more salt, just a little bit. There you go. Because after we put them in the sauce, they will become a little bit less salty. Just don't over salt them, yeah? Okay, I'm going to just put a little drizzle of olive oil on top for after, when we're going to do the other side. There you go. Put this away. Okay. So about 2 minutes more on the first side. Okay. You guys can see it's getting other side. It gets a little bit yellowish now. Can you see that? Yeah. Gets nice and brown. That's what we want. Okay. Don't forget to stir your sauce. sauce is stirred. Okay, 1 more minute. You can put a timer, huh, for you guys. If you don't have a watch or something, put a timer for 3 minutes. Okay, almost there. So I have my spinach that I have to add later, so that we don't forget. Okay. Oh, it's nice and crispy now. So I can show you guys on the side. You guys see that? Okay, we're going to flip it in a minute, in a few seconds. Okay, I'm going to flip them. For 3 more minutes. Let's stir the sauce a little bit. Okay. Move them a little bit around so they get all the oil. Okay. And just leave them be. There's nothing else that we can do at the moment. We just have to add our pasta later to our sauce and our chicken. And then in the end we're going to add our spinach. And then we're going to mix everything together and then we can plate it nicely. You can choose if you want some Parmesan cheese on top or something. That is totally up to you, right? Okay. I don't really want to flip or something. I just want to switch them a little bit from spaces because the heat will always go somewhere else, right? So we just want to move them a little bit to the sides. They're almost done. You can see that they're still raw, right? They're not going to be fully cooked, but that's okay because we're going to put them in the sauce, yeah? So don't worry about that. Okay. Look at those beautiful chicken breasts, actually. Amazing. With the skin on, really crunchy. If you want to even better, what I would recommend is actually just to put this chicken on top of the dish instead of mixing with everything. Actually, let's do that instead, but you can add them as well in the sauce. We're going to add a few. Let's do one breast in it and one breast on top so you guys can see the difference, okay? Okay. I can see that they get in color now. I'm just going to do the sides on this one. This one is going to be in the sauce, okay? And this one we're going to put on top of the dish. So let's just sear the sides. Remove it a little bit. Let's do the other side. Okay. Okay. This one we're going to turn around already because we're going to leave that on the pan. We're going to cook this all the way that we have to cook it. I'm going to add a little bit more oil just for this one. Okay. Going to lower my fire already a little bit. This one is almost done. This one goes off. Yeah. Okay, this one can go off. You can still see it's still raw inside. It's not all the way cooked, okay? This one we're going to cook fully. So I just want to make sure that everything is cooked. Okay. To make sure, if you don't know the temperature of what you want from a chicken, you can always invest in a little thermometer like this, and then you can stick it in, and then you can always make sure that your chicken is good to eat. Yeah. Let's turn it around again. Okay, it's almost there. Couple of minutes more. You can see this one gets a little bit more browner at first. So we're going to lower this heat a little bit lower to number 1. This is going to cook for another 2-3 minutes. This one, we're going to chop it up and put it in the sauce. Okay. I'm gonna just take my cutting board. There you guys go. Perfect. So, don't forget your sauce. I'm going to just turn the chicken first, and then we're going to stir the sauce again. At this stage, actually I'm going to turn this, I'm going to put this there, because this is more important. Yeah, guys? Okay, you guys can see the sauce. Okay, the sauce is a little bit still wet, yeah? It depends what structure you want, but you can actually make this a little bit thicker, yeah? If you guys want, let me just change to this so you guys can see better. Okay, so just going to move this a little. There you guys go. If you guys can see that, perfect. So it's a little bit liquidy still, yeah. We're going to add our pasta already, and that's going to make sure that it gets a little bit more thicker. So we're just going to add a pasta. Okay. Make sure that your pan is big enough for this, right? If not, just use the pot that you use to cook the pasta with. Just put it in here. Make sure that you spread it a little bit. Give it some love. Spread it. Okay. Just put it in there. There we go. All that pasta will soak up all those juices for the remaining 2-3 minutes that it has to cook. Okay. There we go. So I made a little bit too much of pasta. I'm going to just put that aside. But that's okay. Just for the visuals. You can put everything, you know, but just for video purposes, I'm going to leave it out. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to chop up our chicken from before that we already cooked. Okay, I'm just going to put that a little bit lower for you guys. So I'm going to take my chicken from before, and the other chicken that we just had, this one, don't forget to turn it and put it for another 3 minutes. On number 3, okay, of a scale of 10. So what we just want to cut it very fine. You can see really that it's still raw, right? You can see that it's still raw inside. Yeah, that's okay because we're just going to mix it in with our sauce, and it's going to cook all the way. Just make sure that it's thin enough, so like 1/2 centimeter. You can still really see it's nice and raw. Yeah. Just going to slice some nice slices of chicken. like that. Okay, and I'm going to cut them in two as well, so they're a little bit smaller, the pieces. There you go. There's two. This one is small enough. And I'm going to add that to my pasta, okay? So we're going to add that to the pasta. So we are here with the pasta. So you guys can see everything. There you guys go. Okay. Just going to move this a little bit to the side. There you guys go. Okay. Hope this works. There we go. Okay. So we're going to mix everything up. Just take from underneath and put it on top. Yeah, just like that. Like I said, if the pan is a little bit too small, just put it in the pot that we used for our pasta to cook it in, right? Because I can see it's getting to the limit here. And just stir it up. Don't forget, this is still on, right? The fire on this one. Just going to crank it up a little bit more higher. Okay. So, now we are doing this. You can see that all that sauce that we had before is getting sucked into the pasta. That's what we want, right? So we're going to add a little bit of spinach at a time. Little handful. And we're just going to fold it, going to take from the side and just fold it over. Yeah? Fold it inwards. Take it from the side, putting it on top. Yeah? Just going to do that. You can see that it's getting together. Pretty nice. Yeah? And this is going to cook the spinach to perfection. Okay? Now we're going to add a little bit more spinach. A little bit more spinach. And we're going to do it again. Just put that on top. You can see that all that spinach is going down now. And it's going to be nice and cooked. Spinach really doesn't need that much of time. So don't forget your chicken. It has been 2.5 minutes. Turn it around again for another few minutes. We want to make sure that the breast is cooked to perfect doneness, right? Just on a medium fire. Don't hassle. Check it. Check it from time to time. I'm gonna add a little bit more spinach. I bought a very big package, so you don't need to use everything. I think that will be perfect. You can see already it's coming together now. All that sauce is getting sucked into the pasta, and the spinach is getting cooked. Oops. Yeah, maybe a little bit bigger pan for 4 people would be better. But for 2, this is perfect pan. For 2 people, this will be perfect. Just don't use the whole package, right? Use maybe the half of it. That will be perfect for 2 people. I'm just making this for 4. Okay, you can see that the spinach is getting cooked. And the sauce looks much creamier now. Do you see that? Look how good that looks. And because we're moving it the whole time, the chicken also becomes cooked. Everything is going to be amazing. Okay, just moving it around a little bit more. You can see already the colors are getting there. It smells amazing already, for sure. Okay. Let's check the chicken, if that's good. Okay. Let me check that chicken. So you guys can see the chicken has a nice color. Amazing color. Yeah. I'm just going to look. I can feel that it still needs like 1 minute. Maybe a little bit more than 1 minute. I'm going to put it a little bit higher now. Yeah. And I'm just going to let it do its thing. You're not going to overcook it. Just check it. Okay. It also depends on how big your breast is. Yeah. If you want to cook it a little bit more faster, you can always make it flatter. Just press it down with just press it down, and it will become flatter. Okay. So now what we want to do, our pasta has been here for 2 minutes already, but because the heat is not boiling like before, it takes a little bit longer for the pasta to really cook. But you can see that the chicken is really cooked very well. I don't know if you guys can see that. Ooh, where is the where's the pasta? There you guys go. Look, it's really cooked good. There we go. Just going to pull it up a little bit. Hoopala. There you guys go. You can see that very well. So everything is incorporated. You can see the spinach is cooked. You still want it to be a little bit bitey, right? You still want a little bit of that flavor of the spinach. You don't want it to be overcooked. You can if you want to. But this is already amazing. Look at that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give this a try to check if the pasta is cooked too good, if there's enough salt. Wow. Damn. Woo. That's so good. I'm just going to add a little bit of salt. Just a tiny bit. Okay. Going to mix it one more time. The pasta's almost there. You can feel it. It's still al dente. And there's a little bit bite still. But I think the al dente will be a little bit better. Just a tiny bit longer. Just fold it in. Take it from underneath and put it on top. Underneath, on top. Underneath, on top. And from the sides. Don't forget the sides, yeah? I know this is a little bit messy, but that's why we clean after we eat, right? So, there we go. That looks good. That really looks good, huh? Okay. Now for plating and for the chicken, okay? I'm going to turn off my fire here. Turn it off. That is pretty good. Okay. I'm going to take my cutting board over here. And then let's check out the chicken, right? I can see that the chicken still needs a little bit of crust on the sides. And if you see that the chicken is not cooked all the way, we can always pop it in the pan for 1 second or two, okay? That is not a big problem, okay? So we're just going to check how it's cooked. You can let it rest if you want to, but I want to check if it's good already. So you can see that the chicken is still a little bit raw, right? It's getting to really good, but you can see that is still a little bit under, yeah? So what we're going to do, very easy solution, is we're going to cut them in the pieces that we want, first of all. So we're going to cut them for the display pieces. And if we let it rest also, it's gonna cook a little bit more. And you can see that not everything still needs to cook, right? There's just a little bit. That's perfectly fine, you know. It happens. like those pieces here, the end pieces, they are so juicy and they are so cooked to perfection already. You can see that. Look, everything is cooked and they're so juicy, just dripping from juice. Yeah. So what we just want to do with the last pieces, that you can see there's a little bit of rawness or something, just pop them in the pan. You don't even have to turn it on anymore. Just put them in there, just like that. Yeah. Okay. And then just move them around with your fingers, with your spatula, whatever you want to. Yeah. And the heat from the pan will actually cook the rest. Yeah. Because it doesn't need a lot. It does just a tiny bit maybe. Okay. Turn it around. Get the other side as well. And you can see it's already cooked. There you go. Look at that. There's no raw, nothing left, and it's still juicy. You want it to be juicy, yeah? Okay. Let's put them on the board. They're perfect now. Put them down. Okay, now it's time to go plating, yeah? So how are we going to do this? I'm going to put this on my plate here, so we have some more space, yeah? I'm actually going to remove my webcam, or maybe not, I'm just going to do it like this. I'm going to do it from far so you guys can see as well. I'm going to remove this, we don't need that anymore. I'm just going to clean up here my mess that I make, because I have a table, not like you guys in the kitchen. There you go. And I'm going to take my plate that I want. Okay. So the plate that I want. There you go. Zoom in into it so you guys can see it. Okay, there you go. I'm going to use my pasta that has been cooked perfectly now. To absolutely perfection. Look at that. Still warm and steamy. Oh la la. And I'm just going to take a little bit, not too much, with a little bit of spinach, a little bit of mushrooms. So let's take a little bit of pasta first. Just a tiny bit. Yeah? Just like that. You can see it. I don't know if you guys can see it with this camera or this view. Like that is better. There you go. See it now? Perfect. Okay, and then we're going to just add a little bit of that sauce and that mushrooms on top. Yeah, I'm going to use that to just take a little bit of the sides. A little bit less pasta. We don't need the pasta anymore. Just want a little bit of color there. Look at that. A little bit of green. A little bit of mushrooms over there. A little bit of that beautiful chicken. Okay. That is for one portion, yeah? You can see that. That's quite a lot already. I don't know if you guys can see it very well. There you guys go. Okay. This lighting is better. And then I'm going to add, just because we had cooked this amazing chicken now, I'm just going to add 2 pieces or 1 piece. There, 1. Maybe 1 more. 1 more piece. A nice small one, not too big, because it's quite big. Just going to add this there. And then I'm going to add a little bit of that sauce that I see on the side of the... Just going to take with my spoon a little bit of sauce. You can see there's still a little bit left over. I'm just going to drizzle that over the chicken. Yeah. There you go. Now what you can do, you can make it fancy and we can put a little bit Parmigiano. If we still have. Of course we have. So we're going to take Parmigiano. And we're going to take my grater. I have two, so that's handy because I just used it for the garlic. I'm just going to sprinkle it with a little bit of that. Just a little bit. Perfect. Okay, the light is a little bit strong, so I hope the camera does it justice, but it looks amazing. Okay. So guys, you see that? Look at that. Look at that beauty. Let's take off my phone or my webcam. There you go. Take it off. Take off the nice camera that helped us today to show everything that we made. Put that chicken aside and just look at that. Look at that amazingness. Just beautiful. Don't you think? I think so. I think so. I'm going to take a picture of it because you guys can always see it and I can never take a picture of my food. But today I can. So I'm just going to phone, there you go. So you guys can see me. How do you do this? Normal picture, please. Oh wow. This is a great thumbnail for the video, right? One more. Okay. So guys, look at this amazing food. It looks amazing. To be really honest, wow. Okay, let us try a little bit, right? So a little bit of chicken, a little bit of everything, a little bit of mushroom, a little spinach, and a little bit of pasta. Okay, let's give this a try. Oh. Ooh. Guys, I cannot say nothing anymore. It's so good. The chicken is so soft still. So wow. Really amazing. Really amazing. I'm going to enjoy this with my family over here. I hope you liked my content. I hope that you liked what we did today. Leave some comments in the comment section so that I know maybe if you guys want other things, if you want another setup. I think what I'm doing right now with the setup is quite good, but just let me know maybe some other things that I could do better. And if you have any ideas of what I should cook next, just leave a comment as well. Feel free to be crazy with it. I will try to search it up and make it. Yeah. So thank you again for your patience and for watching me so long. It's always a pleasure to cook for you guys. So yeah, I see you guys next week on Monday. This Friday we will see what will happen. Maybe I will post. I will let you know on the Instagram. You can follow it. It's food. And if you like this content, of course, feel free to subscribe and like this video. Okay, guys? Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.